Hi, I'm Penny Grennan and I'm a Hexham Town Councillor and I'm one of the organisers of the Bandstand Sessions and the Hexham Bluegrass Festival. I am a musician. I play all sorts of different types of music, but I joined the Bluegrass band because it just seemed like such fun. I've been playing ever since, and they got me into playing the banjo. I think I've always known about the existence of bluegrass because I like Americana and I like country as well as blues and jazz. But I was never quite clear about the distinction until I actually went to play bluegrass. So it wasn't like I was actually looking for bluegrass. I just liked playing lots of different types of music with lots of different musicians. And there was a group in Hexham, so I joined it. And now I know much more than I did before. Oh, well, there's lots of things about bluegrass that's the best. It is about playing with other people and learning from each other. And despite the fact that there's murder and mayhem and violence in bluegrass, the tunes are fantastic because they're so fast and uplifting.
I've been playing bluegrass music for about 15 years, I'd say. Kind of got into it through the instrument that I've been learning to play. So learning this came before learning bluegrass. With mandolin, it's impossible to kind of try and look into the instrument without coming across bluegrass because it's such a massive and sort of quite present part of bluegrass music that learning mandolin and learning bluegrass was almost like an interconnected thing for me.
I've been playing about 5 or 6 years now. I joined the group just to sing, but because it was a largely instrumental group at the time, I found I was tapping my way across my music, so I thought I'd take out the washboard and make a proper noise. I've liked American music since childhood. My father came back from the States in 1948 with a handful of LPs of American music, and I've loved it ever since. The music, the tunes are fairly instinctive, and who doesn't like a bit of blood and death, you know, and God.
I've been playing bluegrass music since the mid-60s. I already learned to play violin. Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys in the concert. I had to play that fiddle. It captures all the original music from the American country around the southern states anyway. I've only been living here a few years and I'm beginning to realise that Hexham is a special place for getting together.
I picked up a second-hand album by the Bailey Brothers bluegrass group from, I don't know, 50s or something, and I really enjoyed it. It was just an accidental purchase. I really liked it. And then in my first year, the summer of my first year of university, I went to the USA with a Camp America scheme, and Work America scheme it was rather, with a work visa, and got various jobs. One of the jobs I got was in a factory in the Appalachian Mountains and at a bluegrass music festival in the little town I was staying in when I was there. I was 19, and so since then I like it, and I like to dance.
Discovered it just now, yeah. Brilliant. Very much in favour. Makes such a difference to the ambience. Yeah. Love it.
I think you're much more, it's a wonderful thing to be so close to the musicians and to be able to watch them playing the instruments, and then there's a sort of camaraderie between the people. If you just hear it on the radio, you hear it's not the same.
10 out of 10.
It's been absolutely fantastic. It makes such a difference to the centre of the town.
Yes, yeah, I listen to it quite a lot.
I've seen you there. I've seen you doing your thing in your own space, in your own time, and that's just fine. But where do you go? And have you been somewhere lately where you've seen you'd be carefree if not for me? Look back on the time when our paths first came together, gazing at a yellow Dutch moon. Do it soon. Remember my face and the places it took you, gazing at a yellow Dutch moon. When our paths first came together, gazing at a yellow Dutch moon. Do it soon. Remember my face and the places it took you, gazing at a yellow Dutch moon. I sensed you go, I sensed you leaving behind all that we'd have. In an instant, you're a firebrand. Now I curse the moon, forever leading me gently by my hand to your land. My hand to your land. My hand into your land, by my hand into your land.
Yeah, I'm going to sing a song that one of the guys, one of the stalwarts of the Goalian wrote. His name is Fergus Russell, and as I said, he's a great old friend of mine. Good. He wrote this song called Pat Rainey, and I thought it was so fantastic that I had to record it, like, you know. So I recorded it on the new album, which is called True Born Irishman, and I actually set it up as the first song on the album. It's fantastic. Brilliant. So it's a bit of crack, and if you just want to sing along, it's the chorus is Fall the doll day. It's about a traveller from Galway, right?
Are you going to sing this? Fall the doll day.
Yeah, I want to hear you singing, okay, Ben, right? Yeah.
Well, you take it away.
I will, man.
And you'll give us a cue, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Looking forward to that.
Pat Rainey, I'm a travelling man. I'll mend your old pots or I'll make you a can. I'm prince among no mans, I'm king of me clan. Fall the doll day. I tramps down the road with me horse and me dog. There's game in the fields and there's turf in the bogs. I sing like a lark as along I do jog. Fall the doll day. Well, I can spy the river and I catches a fish. I've always got plenty to put in me dish. Me brogues and me shorts, while I surely can stitch. I'll fall dee dal 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 day. I grab hold of me pipes and I'll make for the town. Finds me a good seat and I sits myself down. I squeeze on the bellow, all the throng gathers around me. Fun-de-dal-dal-dal-dal-day. I play Mrs. McLeod and the wind in the gap, and it pleases the crowd as they dance and they clap. And many's a bright shilling they throw in me cap for me. Fun-de-dal-dal-dal-day. Well, I'm fond of a drink and I'm sure it's no crime to sit down in the she-beam with comrades sublime. I dance till the morning, I'm no slave to time. Oh, fun-de-dal-dal-dal-day. Well, the housewife each night comes down from the farm. Her husband, he gets cold, but I am quite warm. For here in me tent, she'll come to no harm with me. Fun-de-dal-dal-dal-day. But when winter comes around, for fear of the damp, I'll whistle me dog down the road we will tramp. And the housewife will sigh when she sees we broke camp. Oh, fun-de-dal-dal-dal-day. But when springtime comes around, I will pass back this way. Boil up me old Billy and I'll have me some tea. I'll check in the bopper, has one on the way for me. Fun-de-dal-dal-dal-day. For me name is Pat Rainey, I'm a travelling man. I'll mend your old pots or I'll make you a can. I'm prince among nomads, I'm king of me clan. Oh, fal-de-dal-dal-dal-dal-day. Oh, fal-de-dal-dal-dal-dal-dal-dal-dal-day.
I've been told you've had your pockets cut open inside the factory walls. No use you bearing those grudges to the grave. Every empire has to fall. Let the land and lights of this city take you home to your girl. She makes you feel well. You don't have to act like you're Frank Nitty. I could see her pushing, pulling, carrying and dragging across for you with a sacred heart every day. Oh yeah, oh I know you get angry. Oh I know you get scared, but she's already done more than you know. Let the land and lights of this city take you home to your girl. She makes you feel well. You don't have to act like a Walter Mitty. She'll make you good, so good, 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 good. Very, very, very happy to see dust on your needle. And you managed to lock away the special reserves. Oh yeah, oh I know that you lost some of the things that you wanted, but you got what you needed and deserve. Let the landing lights of this city take you home to your girl. She makes you feel well. You only get love, you get no pity. She'll make you good, so good. No one else will make you better. Let the landing lights of this city take you home. Dlaczego nie? Dlaczego? Dlaczego nie? Dlaczego? Dlaczego nie? Dlaczego nie? Dlaczego nie? Dlaczego nie? Dlaczego nie? Dlaczego? Dlaczego nie? Nie. Dlaczego? Dlaczego nie? Nie. Dlaczego? Dlaczego nie? Nie. Let the landing lights, let the landing lights.
This day is mine. It's mine to keep until tomorrow. If my heart is full of joy or sorrow, whether I make me wait or I beg, steal and borrow, one thing I know is this day is mine. This day is mine. It's mine to live without rules to bind me. I can close every door so no one can find me, or I can open me heart and see love come and blind me. But one thing I know is this day is mine. As I live out my life, some lessons I've learned. If you jump in the fire, you're bound to get burned. I could see I was pushed in, but I was to blame. I was drawn to the light and the dance of the flame. I was easily led, both me heart and me head. I believed every word that those dream pushers said, but nobody told me the truth about lies, how they hide in the words, but they live in the eyes. This life is mine. From a lullaby kiss and my first awakening, it's a life I will miss when it's time for the taking, which is why every day must be mine for the making. One thing I know is, one thing I know is, This life is mine.
Three. I love you in the winter, I love you in the fall, but in between them bedclothes, I love you best of all. Somebody's digging my potatoes, trampling on my vine. Oh, I had that worried feeling resting on my mind. I crept up to the window, I thought I heard a moan. I heard somebody say, "Good Lord, you're sucking my sweet bones." Somebody's digging my potatoes, trampling on my vine. Oh, I had that worried feeling resting on my mind.
I crept up to the window, I thought I heard a whine. I heard somebody say, "Oh no, get off, you dirty swine." Somebody digging my potatoes, trampling on my vine. Oh, I had that worried feeling resting on my mind. Now your vine is green, my potatoes red. I thought you was my friend till I caught you in my bed. Somebody's digging my potatoes, trampling on my vine. Oh, I had that worried feeling resting on my mind. Yeah, I had that worried feeling resting on my mind.
And smiling means to say goodbye. Lord, you are right to leave, but I'll give it one last try. Got my ticket, fetch my shoes. Lord, rid me of these lonesome blues. Left a heart and a hand in mine. Gonna take that southbound line. I'm waiting on that train, the train to take me home. Don't call me, don't want me to lie. Get Just Spain, past Susie. Oh, why did he choose me? Oh, to walk out on me right now. I ain't got no home. Got my ticket, fetch my shoes. Lord, rid me of these lonesome blues. Left a heart and a hand in mine. Gonna take that southbound line. I'm waiting on that train, the train to take me home. Don't call me, don't want me to lie. Get I'm waiting on that train, the train to take me home. Don't call me, don't want me to lie. Get
Woo! Ho, 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 ho.
I'm leaving in the morning, I am homeward bound. Reality is dawning, the truth I have found. I still love this city, but I have to find my way back round. I just can't see me here 10 or more years from now. Things just change sometimes, there's been no round. I still love this city, but I have to get back home somehow. But I can't wait to be back where I belong, no time to waste. The car is packed, so let's get going. I can't wait to go to the local every day. I've loved my time away from here, but now it's time to stay. people think that the world's another place. I've spread my wings far and wide, but nothing's like the taste of home. Reality was sinking, and I don't know how many days. Funny how the right move can make you feel so many ways. I still love this city, and there's not a bad word I can say. But I can't wait to be back where I belong. No time to waste. The car is packed, so let's get going. I can't wait to go to the local every day. I've loved my time away from here, but now it's time to stay.
So this is the Hermit of Gully Lake.
It's been a long hour and I haven't seen the light of day. The wind and rain devours my latest chance to get away. I ran for many miles, didn't know the things that I would face. The howling wind and I engaged in some uneven race. Maybe this small hut be home to me. Maybe there's no one I need to see. Maybe this is an odd way to be, but maybe there's no one I need to see. I couldn't stay to fight, no matter what the cause may be. People ask me why, but I know that they just would not see. Time has rolled along through all the hours and all the years. I don't think I was wrong, that hasn't stopped all of the tears. Maybe this small hut be home to me. Maybe there's no one I need to see. Maybe this is an odd way to be, but maybe there's no one I need to see. I've got all the time to be at one with nature's there. There's a world outside, but I don't need to feel I'm there. People ask me why, I'm happy just to play and sing. No matter how they try, I will not sign a single thing. Maybe this small hut be home to me. Maybe there's no one I need to see. Maybe this is an odd way to be, but maybe there's no one I need to see. Maybe this small hut be home to me. Maybe there's no one I need to see. Maybe this is an odd way to be, but maybe there's no one I need to see. be 500,000 cowboys standing up just to see girls from Brooklyn softly swaying in the breeze when the blue guitars of Texas meet the best of Tennessee. Drummers from Georgia with their hands by their side, drovers from Denver just along for the ride, piano playing captain sailing in from New Orleans when the blue guitar of Texas meet the best of Tennessee, rolling over the mountain, drifting in from the rain, cowboys from Wyoming driving trucks across the plain, grown men crying as the stars come out to see blue guitars of Texas meet the best of Tennessee. Sweet, sweet, sweet senorita, jumping down from the train, cowboys from Wyoming driving trucks across the plain, grown men crying as the moon comes out to see blue guitars of Texas meet the best of Tennessee. All the blue guitars of Texas meet the best of Tennessee. All the
Sometimes a man wants to be alone. Sometimes a man needs a woman in his home. Winter's on its way and the air's getting cold, and I need you here to bring me comfort to my soul. Sometimes a man can be stubborn, hard and wrong. And sometimes a man needs a woman who is strong. Winter's on its way and the nights are getting dark, and I need you here to light up my lonesome heart. Sometimes a man can't see the forest for the trees. Sometimes a man, he forgets to say please. Winter's on its way and those trees are getting bare, and I need you here to run your fingers through my hair. Sometimes a man, he likes to mess around. Sometimes a man needs his feet on the ground. Winter's on its way, and I'm doing all that I can. But when I'm without you, I'm only sometimes a man.
So here we go, Jesse, some English bacon and eggs, bit of runny egg as well, eh?
Yeah.
Good man. So while I was cooking the eggs up, you were talking about Nashville.
Yes.
You lived there for a bit.
Yeah, a long time.
Wow, it's always been a place on my heart, Nashville, you know.
Yeah, it's a second home to me for sure.
What was that experience like?
It was amazing, really. I went there straight out of college, and within a couple months I had a job there writing songs for a living.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was wonderful. You know, I met some fantastic people that are still dear friends, and
Brilliant.
I did that for 5 years, just working on Music Row and kind of showing up to work every day and
that's something special. Like you were able to connect with that, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, on my trip to Nashville, I noticed people who were like, working in burger bars who had amazing voices.
Yeah.
And they were singing while they were.
Well, I did that too.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's something you have to do there, is it?
Yeah.
To make the way forward.
Well, there's so many. There's so many singer-songwriters, and there are so many dreamers and.
Yes.
But so many kindred spirits. So I think, as far as a musical community, I'm not sure if there's a better one in the whole world.
Really.
And
Music City, USA.
It really is, yeah. And the players and there's all different kinds of scenes now. There's a scene that has nothing to do with country music. There's a indie rock scene. There's the alt country kind of Americana scene. It's a beautiful place to be,
Yeah, I mean, I really liked my short time that I was there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If you had something that you could say to somebody who was a singer-songwriter, how would you encourage them about going forward with their music?
That's a good question, because I'm always kind of finding my path as well. I think the one thing when people ask me advice, sometimes I can tell whether they're really committed or not to doing it. And to be committed to it, you have to need it.
Yeah.
And you need to love it. And if they don't need it,
sure,
I can tell they're not gonna hang in there, because there's gonna be some hills and valleys. I mean,
it's a compromise with life, isn't it? Really,
it is, yeah. I mean, it's well worth the sacrifice of maybe not having quite as much money to be able to travel the world. And
it is feast or famine being a pro musician, that's for sure.
It is, yeah. But after a while, I mean, I've got an apartment in a beautiful town that I love with my wife and my dog, and here I am in Newcastle on I don't even know what day it is, and it's a beautiful thing, and music has brought me here,
Well, that's how we connect with people in Cookin in the Kitchen, is always through the music. It's a passion of mine, it's something I love. I'd love to hear another one of your songs. I'm sure you've got many to play. So which one are you going to play us next?
Let's see. I'll play another new song, actually. It feels
Great.
good to, debut some songs here and Cookin in the Kitchen.
Well, we're privileged for that, so go ahead.
Oh, yeah. There's a flag flying high. You should be in the ground. It shouldn't take blood to shine a little light down. There's so many questions I never do ask. I guess I've turned away, held on to what I had, held on to what I had. And I never felt so helpless as I do here tonight. It's a part of our nature, the search to divide, the urge to build walls, the nerve to judge skin, and find some crooked salvation, and be the one without sin, the only one without sin. But if we're ever gonna rise up, if that day will ever come, if we're ever gonna rise up, we're gonna rise up as one. Traveling this highway, and I find so much hope, but someone's digging up seeds before they can grow. Someone's keeping us silent with wounds that still bleed. And when there's love on our lips, and we're about to believe, about to believe. If we're ever gonna rise up, if that day will ever come, if we're ever gonna rise up, we're gonna rise up, rise. Does anybody wanna feel free out there? Unshaken, awakened, so beautifully free out there. Cause if we're ever gonna rise up, if that day will ever come, if we're ever gonna rise up, we're gonna rise up, rise up as one. As one.
Wow. That's powerful, that. Very powerful song. Rise up as one, man. Come on.
Thank you, man.
That's connecting with the people. Hopefully one day.
Yeah. Maybe, hopefully, on the next record, I'll
Yeah.
get that on the next record.
That's good, man. So,
Yeah.
your progress, how many albums you got out at the minute?
4 now, yeah.
Four albums.
Three LPs and 1 EP.
I would love you to do one more song before we close the show out.
Sure, yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe you can give us a little bit of a history behind the next song.
Sure. This is a song that was on my first record, and we liked it so much that we wanted to recut it a different way. So this is on that new EP that I just released called The Calm and the Storm.
The Calm and the Storm.
That's
okay.
the new EP.
Yeah.
And this is a song called Noise, which was a song about loss. Originally a kind of a breakup song, a real heartache song, and then it turned into a song I sang for my grandmother when she passed away, and a beautiful Irish woman, and then you know, as it's progressed, you know, people message me and they say, you know, I'd like to use that song of yours, Noise, at my wedding. You know, would you come and sing it? Or sometimes they'll just play it as their first dance. And I'm always, at first I was very perplexed. You know, I was like, are you sure you want to use this heartbreaking song, you know, as you know, the start of your marriage together? And
yeah.
And they always wrote back and they said, you know, that song to us is a song about true love. You know, a song about that one person that you can't bear to be apart from.
That's interesting.
You know, that's the cool thing about songs, I think, is everybody interprets them differently.
And
you
people
know?
connect with them.
And that's great.
That's it, yeah,
you know?
totally
So
is.
sometimes I like to tell a story, and sometimes I like to just see what the people get from it. You know.
Yeah.
And, well, I can hear the songbirds singing, or the church bells ringing. 'Cause without your sweet voice, well, all the world is noise. And as I watch the children playing, I can't hear what they're saying. 'Cause without your sweet voice, well, all the world is noise. And if I ever hear your voice again, maybe on some clear and holy morning, I will close my eyes and take it in. But until then, well, I will watch the lovers dancing, but I won't hear them laughing. 'Cause without your sweet voice, well, all the world is noise.
I've always had a preference for American music. I don't know why that is. I seem to have come full circle in the last few weeks though, because I've just caught up with a CD which involves the Chieftains and a lot of people from Nashville. The CD is called Further Down the Old Plank Road, and I love it. And I find myself listening to that. So there's a kind of a Celtic thing always going on, which I can hear in bluegrass music, you know, because they took our tunes and Scots and Irish tunes and added their thing to it, bit of sunshine and some, you know, the way they approach playing the instruments and stuff. It's just always appealed to me. I got in early with Ramblin' Jack and Johnny Cash and Chet Atkins and people like that, and it's stuck, you know. Hi, I'm Jim Hornsby, a professional musician. The first thing I remember about getting into music was somebody left a ukulele banjo at the house where we lived in Forden, and nobody had a clue how to tune it or play it. But my father, to his eternal credit, studied the little tutor that was inside, and he remembered that a ukulele banjo was tuned. I don't know how he knew this. My dog has fleas. And we got it tuned up, and he showed me some chords, and that's how I got started. It was as simple as that. It was probably about 12, 13 when I got that ukulele banjo, because it wasn't too long before I started to get really interested in sound, you know, what you could hear. And of course, it was all about what records your uncles had at that stage. Well, I had quite a few uncles lived nearby. And they were pretty wild, and they used to go into Newcastle on a Saturday and drink beer and always come back with a lot of new stuff. And there was everything from Elvis to jazz. You know, one of the uncles was a floor and he was a good fighter and he liked Elvis. Another uncle was a bit more quiet and he liked Chris Barber's jazz band and Kid Ory and stuff like that. So I was getting a really good education. And at that same time, and that was in my grandmother's house in Forden, and when they went to bed, which we inevitably did, to get ready for the nighttime session, my grandmother put the radio on, and she used to listen to Radio Luxembourg. And Radio Luxembourg at that time amazingly had a quarter-hour, once a week, quarter-hour slot by this guy, Ramblin' Jack Elliott. And I was in my granny's, listened to this music. I've had this for about 40 years. And all of a sudden this guy comes on doing the talking blues and playing guitar, and that was it. That was the beginning of the whole country stroke bluegrass, as they call roots music thing now. It started right there in my granny's house on a Saturday afternoon. I think it was about 6:15 on a Saturday.
20 of them, 20 mule teeth. About the only thing left nowadays.
There was no money in that. There was 4 of us, 4 kids. This sounds like one of those front porch stories. There was 4 of us kids, and there was no money for amplifiers and stuff like that, you know. And I didn't even have a good guitar. So there was a bunch of people in Gosforth that I got to know, and they lived on the Grange and near Gosforth High Street. And they had amps and guitars, so I used to just borrow theirs. At that point, I just owned a bass guitar, strangely enough, and I would join on bass and suss out the other guitarists, and if they weren't particularly good, I would suggest that maybe one of them could play bass and I could use his Gibson, you know, just to play a few things on, and sometimes that worked and sometimes it didn't. Sort of away gigs that I did was with a guy called Frank Yongo, this is an amazing story. He was a Johnny Cash impersonator from Manchester, who'd been doing it so long he thought he was actually Johnny Cash, and he used to speak like it all the time, you know, if you know what I mean. And he took me to Germany, and it was the biggest learning curve I've ever been on. I was out there for God knows how long, and we never stayed in the same place one night. Frank very rarely paid up, but he did when he could, but you know, he was living on a wing and a press him as way, and he taught me so much. It was a great trip. Through the day, we'd either be stuck in this old ambulance that he had on the Autobahn, would either be repairing it or fixing it or standing beside it on the side of the road waiting for somebody to come and bail us out yet again, you know. But we're doing American Air Force bases at that point, so there was stuff to do, you know. I used to meet guys and go and they had guitars, they had American guitars, you'd get hooked up with people. There was plenty of things to do. For a long time I was really primarily concerned with just responding to people's requests to play on the music, and I never really thought too much about writing any stuff myself. But that changed when Dave Brewers from the Cane Gang and the guy who's the head of Fender, Graham Matheson, who I was involved with, suggested that I might like to do, it was a cassette at that point, it was just before CDs, and that was the downfall as well. The timing was bad, but I might like to do an instrumental CD, which I did, and it's on the website, it's on the Diesel Therapy website, you can download it for free. And that experience was quite demanding for me because I had to find enough material, and I actually wrote a few tunes. And since then, some of those tunes became songs because I thought it was quite nice melodies, and I started to think about. And then I did my first solo album where I was sort of writing all the songs and lyrics. Now that was about the right time to do it because I had a lot of experience in life, you know. And when I was younger, I didn't feel I had anything to talk about, but now that I'm older, I feel I've got lots to talk about, you know. And, I've always been opinionated, so it's not a problem. So that's how that came about. And then I got hooked up with a great guitar player called Danny Holmes, and we used to jam together a lot in guitar shops, and we used to come around here and we used to play, and we started to play instrumental stuff originally, then we started to write songs, and that's how Diesel Therapy came about. Download, which is quite an interesting idea for me, came about through Steve Cunningham, who has Boom Chang Records, which is a local label he's set up to help singer-songwriters, young people. I'm sure I fit into that category, but we've known each other for a long time, and we have a mutual respect. And I just was talking to him one day and I said, I've got some new tunes that I don't know what to do with because I don't really feel inclined to make an album for all kinds of reasons. Time, finance is what's going to happen with the genre, you know, CDs are going out of fashion fast, etc. And he said, well, why didn't... Well, I went around to playing one of these songs, and before I knew what was happening, we had it recorded, you know, and that's the kind of speed I like to work at. That was great for me to just 2 sessions, two-hour sessions, and you're done, you know, and your song's out there. And the next thing I know, Steve's got it on the web, and people can hear it, you know. And that's how we've come to this point today. It's pretty painless, I thought.
I used to walk around town, feeling the earth through the soles of my shoes.
trying to shake off these working man blues. One more time. I used to stare at the ground, hands in my pocket, my collar up high, waiting for trouble to fall from the sky. One more time. I used to love you from here. Nothing too fancy along these old lines. You need to know that it feels really fine. One more time. I used to walk around town, feeling the earth through the soles of my shoes, trying to shake off these working man blues. One more time.